Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Flow Like a River. And today we're going to be talking about um, why playing professional football in the Philippines is not considered as lucrative as other countries on the Asian continent. The Philippines is known for a lot of wonderful things, such as its hospitality, tourism, and being a leader in Asia in the BPO industry. However, the same cannot be said of nurturing a professional football career in the Philippines. So, we're gonna take a look at a few things why this is so. So, to start with, let us take a look at a brief history of football in the Philippines. So, football was introduced in the Philippines during the Spanish occupation of the Philippines between 1521 to 1898. So, the Philippines back then was a superpower when it comes to football. I'm sure some of us do not know that. However, the Philippines produced a football legend known as Paulino Alcantara. He played for Barcelona during his days. Till date, there's a competition named after this Filipino soccer player. And let's go back in time to see why football took the backstage in the Philippines. Between 1521 and 1898, during the Spanish occupation of the Philippines, football was widely played and accepted. So, in the year 1898, when America took over the affairs of the Philippines, America introduced basketball. So, football started fading away into the background gradually until today. So, in the past, a couple of individuals have been able to revive the game amongst lovers of the game, especially in the provinces in the Philippines. However, in Manila, such is not the case. You would have to probably travel some distance to find a football field where you will be able to play. On the other hand, it's not so when it comes to basketball. In every barangay and almost in every subdivision, you will find more than one basketball court where people can play and enjoy the game of basketball. For football, it's not so. So let's take a look at some of the achievements that the Philippines has made so far until date when it comes to playing football. The male national team, known as the Ascals, have not qualified for the World Cup yet. They haven't qualified, not even for a single time. However, they have played in several championships within Asia. For example, the AFF Suzuki Cup, where they have reached the semi-final stages four times in the past. That was in 2010, 2012, 2014, and 2018. Moving forward, we are going to be itemizing some of the reasons why some people are referring to the Philippines as underdogs in Asian football. So, one of the reasons would be there hasn't been a lot of interest in developing grassroots football in the Philippines, as opposed to basketball and boxing, that has been two of the most popular sports in the Philippines, and they are introduced to the young ones from a very young age. Football isn't so. Most times, you will find football being taught to kids outside of Manila, mainly from the provinces, and kids around the Manila metropolis aren't really taught about football. I apologize. So, kids in Metro Manila aren't taught about football as much as they are being exposed to playing basketball. So, second on the list, after the launching of the Philippines Football League and the body that is in charge of regulating that league, which is known as the Philippines Football Federation, in 2017, um, football started to gather more momentum in the Philippines. And you see individuals who are passionate about the game, football, setting up training, open plays amongst lovers of the game. Development of football in the Philippines has been left mainly in the hands of football lovers. You'll see people single handedly trying to put together a football team and sponsoring the team in terms of finances, which most of the times is too much for just one individual to handle. So, next on the list is the number of registered teams playing in the Philippines Football League. Um, After launching the Philippines Football League in 2017, they started with just 8 teams playing in the league. Subsequently, they got down to 6. In this 2022 and 2023 season, the number of registered teams playing in the PFL are just 7, namely Kaya FC, United City, Stallion from Laguna, Dynamic Herb from Cebu, Ascaus, Mendiola, as well as Maharlika. These are the 7 registered teams playing in the Philippines Professional League, which is the first division. So we understand that the PFL is relatively young and the teams are still being put together to be able to join in the PFL First Division. And as time goes on, there are going to be more teams. So you would want to consider probably setting up more grassroots centers where more football talent can be discovered and nurtured, and they will be able to take the Philippines to a greater height in terms of participating in international football competitions. So, next on the list is the salary structure. I understand, according to my research and a few inputs from people who play in the league, the salary structure of the players playing in the first division isn't so enticing. Let's put it that way. Isn't so enticing because um, an average player in the first division earns between 300,000 to about 500,000 annually. So you want to get an average of that amount. We're looking at probably 33 to 35,000 pesos every month, which is far, far below what players make in Europe, in America, even in other Asian countries. For example, China. We've had players coming from um, the English Premiership playing in China because they pay a lot of money. So to be able to compete, I believe that the Philippines would want to make sure the salary structure is probably improved as time goes on. So next on the list is sponsorship. Um, Sponsorship in the second tier of the league. So this is basically referred to as the second division. So in the second division, teams compete so they can get promoted to the first division. However, sponsors would usually just throw money at the teams in the first division because they are the ones getting all the airtime and getting televised during the games. Having itemized the reasons why the Philippines is considered as an underdog when it comes to football in Asia, we would also like to take a look at the things that can be done to improve the standing of the Philippines and to improve the competitiveness of the Philippines when it comes to Asian football. So, lovers of football around the Philippines would like to see more involvement of the government in developing grassroots football. You would want to see the government making sure kids are being introduced to the game of football at an early age so we can discover talent that can be useful in pursuing glory for Philippines football. Next, you would want to see more corporate sponsorship coming in. You would want to see more corporations trying to develop football in the Philippines the way they do for basketball. See the same happen for football. Let's try to put money into the development of football, and this is going out to the to the corporations. We don't have the corporations that put in more money into developing football in the Philippines. So, having said all of that, once awareness of football has been spread in the country, we would definitely see an increase in the fan base of football in the country. So, an increase in the fan base of football in the country would mean more people getting interested in playing football and getting interested in supporting the game. That way, there's going to be a lot more passion, just the way it is seen when people play basketball. And basically, that will be all for today. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. And do not forget to hit the notification button so when there's a new video on this channel, you will get notified.